Resonance is the eighth principle of wealth creation. In this online world, we're talking about messaging as a marketing vehicle, but we're not talking about resonance. And so in this episode, I would like to talk to you about resonance as a wealth creation principle. It is part of my series 10 Principles of Wealth Creation. The principle that we're talking about today is principle number 8. There are 10 principles, and principle number 8 is resonance. What is the difference between resonance and messaging? We're going to talk about the importance and essential parts of resonance for your customers and how you can create more wealth, difference, influence, and legacy with your customers when you have resonance with your customers. Also, we're going to talk about resonance with your team, because at some point you have to hire the right people and you have to have deep resonance with them. And we're going to talk about practical steps how to build resonance with your team, with your customers, with your audience, and how it represents in wealth and how it represents in sales. Sounds good. Let's start with the definition, so we're all on the same page. What is wealth? Wealth is your ability to create value that other people care about more your value, or they value your value greater than they value their valuables. I know it's a tongue twister, okay? So majority of the time it will represent in money, right? People care about your value more than the money. But wealth is not about the money. Wealth is really value creation when people are willing to exchange their valuables, assets, valuables, possessions, money, something that they value for the value that you offer. That's wealth. Wealth has two representations: external representation, when you have the money, when financial success or transactions happening for the value you created. Number 2, it is internal wealth. It is internal abundance. Because if you're not abundant and wealthy internally, psychologically, in your soul and in your spirit, you're just rich. You just have a lot of money. Valuables that other people exchange for the value you created. You're not wealthy. You're rich. Two different things. So now, what is resonance? Resonance is how your messaging, how your presence, and how your value is being received by other people. Is the evidence of your communication, is the evidence of your influence. That's resonance. Now, you can have poor resonance, you can have no resonance, or you can have really good resonance. That's really important. Now, let's talk about resonance and messaging. Resonance and messaging is not the same thing. Messaging is when you talk to a certain people about a certain problem, and this is where you influence them to take a step, do something, right? Buy, subscribe, follow. This is the messaging. This is the bridge between them and your offer. This is marketing part. Now, your messaging has to carry resonance. And in fact, resonance has to be on the DNA level throughout your entire business. In your marketing, in your sales, in your leadership, in your customer delivery. We're going to talk about that. You may have a really great resonance with your customers and very poor messaging. That's important. That's also essential to recognize. You might have resonance with your customers, but poor messaging. And you might have great messaging, but poor resonance. The way it will translate in your business is when you are able to convert quickly, but you also always have to work on the top of funnel. People don't stay because they don't resonate with you. People make a purchase and they leave. That is a huge distinction. Now, let's talk about resonance with your customers. Resonance with your customers is really about creating the following. And when I say the following, I don't mean social media following. I mean the following. When people follow you, when they buy from you, when they buy you, essentially, your vision, no matter what you sell. How it is important for your business, let me explain. Let me show you a very practical example. One of my coaches made a collaboration with her coach that she purchased from many years ago. She purchased a launch system that helped her to do successful launches for her business. She implemented it very well and successfully. Many years later, that coach stayed in her system, hiring her for VIP consulting, what have you. And many years later, they actually joined forces on collaboration at the live event. And that coach is being a guest on my coach's live event. So, and this is the power of resonance. You can create a very powerful, lucrative collaboration. So, and on the marketing level, two giants, two successful entrepreneurs join forces. And during live events, normally there's some sort of offer and there's some sort of collaboration. It's like win-win-win situation. Everybody wins. And it's a massive value creation, massive transaction. So, and every single party wins essentially. So like that's the core of that's the core value of that resonance. Think about your customer. How can you create such a deep following with your current customers that they follow you no matter what you sell? That when they grow, like let's say you are a business coach, when they make it, how can you become their business partner? If you are a career coach, how your customers can become your referral source or maybe a part of your team even. If you are a consultant, how you can make your client create such a deep resonance with your client that they just like, hey, like you're just part of their ecosystem at that point. And I know consultants who grew so much with their customers that that consulting team or that consultant is just a part of the team. It's a very tight relationship. Think about that. So, and this is why resonance is a very essential principle, energy of wealth creation. Now, let's talk about resonance with your team. Now, let's define the team. So, what is a team? A team is when you have more than one person in your business. It can be your VA, it can be your executive assistant, it can be your video editor. And it doesn't matter if they're on full-time or if they're on a project basis. They're part of your team. And more importantly, as soon as you hire somebody externally, you communicate with someone else what you need to do in your business, you are activating, you are manifesting the external qualities, your external evidence, your external quality as a CEO. You're acting as a CEO. The reason why it is important to have resonance with your team, if you want your team to make you money, not just buy back your time, but actually make you money, increase their lifelong value, you have to have the resonance, even if it is just a VA. Because when a VA feels like they just another VA, they're going to perform on that level. It's identity level. Okay, I'm a VA. I'm just doing my job. But when a VA is part of the dream, part of something greater than themselves, they buy in and enroll on your vision. In other words, you are resonate with them. They resonate with you on such a deep level that they put their soul into their vocation, what they do for you. Imagine the level of service that they're going to provide. And this is how you build a healthy team. And this is how you build a company that everybody wants to work for. Because everybody has resonance with your messaging, with your value, with your why, and you create a healthy team, and people desire to work for your company. A winning team, a very essential component of your financial prosperity and for your company. If you're aiming long term, there are many ways to create wealth and abundance in entrepreneurship, and hiring other people, creating job opportunities for other people, being a blessing for other families, employing other families, and is one of them. Now, what are some practical steps to build resonance? There are two major steps. Step number one, that is most essential and most important, is listening. Listening. It has two parts. You have to listen to your people, your audience, your customers, your team. You have to listen to your team. The second part, you have to listen to your intuition. This is where a unique synchronicity happens. When you listen to your people, when you come from the position of serving and giving, and you're willing to listen, that data informs your intuition. And what is intuition? Intuition is quite scientific, and psychology studies intuition. Intuition is this gut feeling, right? It's like, I just feel it. And that feeling is normally like very unique, variable, and it has the ability to bypass your limiting belief, your limitations, your mental limitations. But whether or not you act on that feeling as how you resonate with yourself, how do you trust yourself? Do you have that deep trust in yourself? And then you say yes to your intuition, or you say no to your intuition. Listening to your people and listening to your intuition. Then creating steps where you can deliver and test the resonance. It means adapting your messaging, adapting your actions, adapting your models based on the information and the intuition from your customers. That's essential. Resonance has everything with wealth creation. It's the eighth principle, the eighth energy of wealth creation. It goes deeper than that. Intuition is important because entrepreneurship is spiritual. This is this channel when that divine alignment, principle number one, that light from God, that inspiration from God that goes all the way down through all the energies. And the resonance is when you carry that divine idea and divine alignment forward into the world. This is the bridge. And again, resonance is a very powerful tool. You create following. You create legacy. You onboard and enroll people on your vision, so much so that they're willing to follow you. It's not just because of the money, but because of the value. You are transforming them on the identity level. It's a dangerous thing too, because this is how cults are created. And I really hope so that I don't have persons in my audience who would like to create following for malicious intention. This resonance comes with a lot of responsibilities because you can resonate and you can influence people quite a bit. And when you can resonate and when you can influence people quite a bit, you can create wealth. And it affects your sales because people buy from businesses that they resonate. On the sales call, let's say you do consultative sales. You go through the script. If there are no resonance, there is no closure. You have to have resonance to close people on the sales call. You might close them out of manipulation, but the long time value, the lifetime value of that customer is going to be rather short. But when you create resonance, the lifetime value of that customer increases dramatically. And that is essential. Now, my invitation for you, if you want to create resonance in your business and you want to bring more resonance to your messaging, to your team, and you're looking for one-on-one mentor who can guide you through this, check the link in the show notes for this video. There's a link to fill out a short application. If it is the right fit, I will send you a message. Make sure that you provide accurate information. I will reach out to you on social media or email. We're going to have a quick chat, and if it is the right fit, we're going to move forward. Thank you so much for watching, and stick around for the next episode. We're almost done with the 10 principles of wealth creation. So join me for principle number 9. And principle number 9 is going to be so essential. It's the level of execution. It's the level of fundamentals. And also a lot of creative energy. It's a lot of reproductive energy. And there's a lot to talk about. How your execution, your self-control, your self-management implements your on the fundamental level. We're going to talk about that next in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.